So I've been associated with Indonesia nearly 19 years now. So I've been seeing the multiple transformation of Indonesia the last 2 decades nearly. So to sum up, the legal entity to be set up in Indonesia is a private limited company, which is PT PMA, and you need a minimum 2 shareholders, and you need to apply for a business identification number and the tax ID number, which is NPWP. So these are all the ingredients too.
Hi everyone, welcome to JCSS Indonesia podcast episode 1. Are you a foreign entrepreneur or an investor looking at the massive potential of Indonesia's market, but feeling overwhelmed by where to start? You hear about the opportunities, but also the complexities. Today, we're going to demystify the process. Here we have Mr. Loganathan, a President Director from the JCSS Indonesia, who has guided numerous foreign companies in navigating this exciting landscape. Our goal is to provide you with a clear roadmap from idea to operation. Welcome, Mr. Loganathan.
Thank you so much, Dina, for the warm welcome. Let's get into it.
So let's start with the big picture. From your perspective, why is now a particularly interesting time for foreigners to set up a business in Indonesia? What are the hottest criteria?
Yeah, this is a good question, and of late we are seeing a lot of foreign investment coming in, and a lot of foreign investment companies are aiming at Indonesia as a market because of 2-3 main reasons. One is widespread digital footprint in Indonesia. So if you look at the statistics, nearly first or second highest number of internet users are from Indonesia. So there is a wide spread of technology usage. Number 2 is the one of the youngest populated countries in the world. Similar to India, Indonesia is the youngest populated country. So you have wide reach of market if you are in a B2C related business. Number 3, for manufacturing sector, we have a huge opportunities inside Indonesia, especially for minerals, nickel, coal, or even agriculture is one of the biggest available resources in Indonesia.
Yeah. So there must be a lot of foreigners that are wondering what are the biggest misconceptions or fears that foreign business people typically have about Indonesia. What's the reality on the ground?
Okay, this is a very good question. Thank you, Dina, for bringing this up at this form. So I've been associated with Indonesia nearly 19 years now. So I've been seeing the multiple transformation of Indonesia the last 2 decades nearly. Yeah, so now is the time where any foreign investor can rely on the systems. So the misconceptions are, to directly giving you a answer, bureaucracy. So one of the widely misconceptualized thing across outside Indonesia is bureaucracy and corruption, all those things. But of late, the government has come up with so many steps to eradicate all those things, and it started working. For example, OSS, online single sign-on platform for incorporation and doing all the compliance related things for investment, and the core tax system, which is a one-stop solution for your entire direct tax and indirect tax solutions, and many other refinements happen in the list of restricted industries to come into Indonesia. So now almost every business, every sector is possible to come and start their own business in Indonesia.
That's great. Okay, now let's get technical. For a foreigner wanting to set up a company, what is the primary legal entity they should know about, and what are the main steps to establish it?
So this is quite common. Like any other countries in the world, the main legal entity that one should set up in Indonesia. Being a foreigner is a private limited company, which is PTPMA in case of foreigners. So that's a one mainly available form for any foreigner to set up in Indonesia. And number two, the sector in which they are going to invest. Almost any sector nowadays is possible into investment in Indonesia. So then you will have to obtain a NIB, a business identification number, and then you need to get a NPWP, which is a tax identity number in Indonesia. So to sum up, the legal entity to be set up in Indonesia is a private limited company, which is PT PMA, and you need a minimum 2 shareholders, and you need to apply for a business identification number and the tax ID number, which is NPWP. So these are all the ingredients too.
And next is, what about local partners? Is it mandatory for a foreign company to have an Indonesian partner?
Yeah, this is a very confused question in the many of foreigners' mind. You don't need to. There is no mandatory requirement to involve any local partner if you are a 100% foreign company. The only requirement is you need to commit for a 10 billion rupiah investment to form any foreign company in Indonesia. So primarily we don't have any mandatory requirement to have a partnership locally or even a local shareholder. So you can very well start with a 10 billion rupiah, which is approximately $650,000 US dollars.
Okay, so you were mentioning about PTPMA. Once the PTPMA is legally established, what are the next operational challenges that often surprise foreign entrepreneurs or an investor?
Once you started the company, private limited company in Indonesia, because of its own peculiar things in Indonesia, next comes the compliance part. So you need to take care of the manpower, local regulation requirements, which is like in India we have ESI and PF related stuffs and TDS related stuff. Similarly, we have BPJS compliance, both kesehatan and tenaga kerja, and PPh 21, which is nothing but the withholding tax for the employees. And then we come up with the tax and accounting part. So when you are starting new, it is easy to forget these basic things, and the flip side is, if you are more focusing on setting up all these things, you will lose time and you lose the market also. So this is how smart entrepreneurs save time and money by outsourcing these to firms like us. So we take care of complete bookkeeping, tax accounting, payroll management, and annual tax compliance for the company, as well as the expat related stuffs. These things you can focus in the initial stuff, so that we take care of all those things. You focus only on the business side.
Got it. Okay, so for the last question, many founders try the do-it-yourself or DIY approach to save cost. What are the biggest risks of this approach, and where exactly does a management consulting firm like JCSS Indonesia fit in?
Yeah, this is quite common mistake, especially when foreigners come into any new country. But those DIY stuffs mostly don't turn out to be great in Indonesia because of language issues and totally a different landscape than our neighboring countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. So it's to be super smart to succeed in Indonesia like countries. So costliest mistakes one bound to do quite often when come to a country like Indonesia. They want to do it all by themselves by googling or ChatGPT or whatever stuffs, because they think they are over smart, and it's all to save a couple of dollars, a couple of rupiahs, but that definitely will pay off in the longer run. So better avoid those kind of mistakes. What you will get if you spend too much of time on it. So loss of revenue, you tend to not to focus your main core business. Then definitely by the time you are setting up all this, and then the customer or the opportunity will gone, number one. Number two, you do costliest mistakes. Even choosing a different cabally, which is a business listing identification scope, will definitely cost you a large amount of money when you realize that you made a mistake and then start rectifying it. And ultimately, time is money, and you waste a lot of time in doing learning, and by the time you realize that this is not worth for your time and effort, then by the time you already wasted significant time of your valuable resource. So these pitfalls you can avoid if you are choosing a right partner with you.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So that was a very clear and comprehensive overview. So the message is clear. Indonesia presents incredible opportunities, but its navigation requires the right guide. The key is preparation, understanding the nuances, and building a partnership with a trusted local expert. So thank you so much, Mr. Loganathan, for sharing your invaluable insights. For our listeners who are serious about entering the Indonesian market and want to do it right, you can learn more about how JCSS Indonesia can assist by visiting JCSS Indonesia website. Don't let complexity stop you. Let it guide you to seek the right help. See you in the next episode.